Hello, students. My name is Milena Copeland, and I am your new ESL teacher. ESL means English as a second language, and we start our class on February 12th. That's this Monday, if you can believe it, and I cannot wait to meet you. We are going to have such a fun semester, and I'm going to explain a little bit about our class so you have a little bit of understanding as we start. You can always email me at my email, Copeland_Malena at sac.edu. And you make this little symbol, the underscore, by pressing down the shift button and the hyphen button, the dash button at the same time. Or on your cell phone, it's a little easier. You can sometimes just press a button for a few seconds and voila, you get this underscore. Just make sure that it's at the bottom and not in the middle. Now, our school is called Santa Ana College School of Continuing Education. And we meet not at the college, but on the internet via Zoom. There are a few ways that you can get to Zoom. The best way is for you to download the Zoom app on your computer, your laptop, your tablet, or your telephone. You'll just go to the App Store and look for Zoom. Or you can type in zoom.us/join and then simply type in our meeting ID. Our meeting ID number is 982-9621-4751. Again, that's 982-9621-4751. Now, what we're looking at right here is a Google document or a Google Doc that I will send you every couple of weeks. We'll have a new one, and they have our class notes. You see, this is for Module 1 and 2. A module is like a chapter, capítulo, in a book. We have modules for computers. Module, module. And so for the first 2 weeks, we have Module 1 and 2. We do all of our work on another app called Canvas. And I'm going to teach you all about Canvas in the coming weeks. So don't get worried or nervous if you've never used it before. I'm going to help you with the technology big time. But we meet Monday through Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Every week we meet Monday through Thursday, except for our holidays, which we're going to talk about in a minute, on Zoom. And when you open up Zoom, you'll see a toolbar that looks like this. This first little picture or icon is the most important. That's the mute button. And you're going to want your microphone on mute unless you're actively talking, asking a question, or answering a question. The next icon is a video camera, and that allows you to either see, for me to see you or to not see you. Okay, so I would like to see you at least a couple of times. I prefer if you have your video on, but I understand you can't always have it on, so it's not required, but it is preferred. So if you can show me your face, I really like that. You don't always have to. I understand there's things going on. You might be at work, you might be in the car, and that's okay. That's okay because I videotape this every day. So I'm going to show you later how you can easily see the video, especially if you can't make it to class. Because making it to class is awesome. It's preferred, but it's not required because we've got the video. So you can always go back and watch the video later. What is required is work on Canvas. That's how we turn in all of our work. And I'm going to show you the Canvas app in a little bit. A couple of other things that you should know about for Zoom is the chat button. You're just going to click on that and then you can type a message to me, or you can ask a question, or you can talk to your friends. So this chat is important because I'll sometimes ask you a question and ask you to write your answer in the chat. And then the next button that I want you to know is the share button. Sometimes you will share your screen with your classmates. We're going to go into different groups called breakout rooms. And when you're in a breakout room, someone's got to share their screen so everybody in the breakout room can see what's going on. Because I won't be in that breakout room with you. You'll be working with a partner or a group. And then the next button that I want you to know is annotate. That allows you to write on my screen when I'm sharing my screen. Okay, let's take a quick look at a very important note that you should know. This Thursday, February 15th at 8 a.m., we're taking a very important test that everyone in class needs to take. It's called the CASAS test, but no stress. Don't worry. This is just a way to measure what level you're at right now. Later in April, we're going to take the test again and see how much you grew during our class. And hopefully your knowledge went way up, 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 so that the school can see that, hey, Milena is teaching you something. You're not just hanging around watching YouTube videos and TikToks the whole time. No, there's nothing wrong with watching YouTube and TikToks. You can learn a lot of English that way. But we're going to make sure that you learn English in a systematic way, in a fun way, so that you want to come to class and you enjoy learning. Because if you like learning, then you're going to learn faster and you're going to learn a lot more. Now, if you cannot take the test on Thursday for some reason, you can call their number for the CASAS office at 714-241-5719 and schedule your CASAS test another way. Instead of coming to my class on Thursday, this Zoom link that we talked about right here, the 982-9621-4751, that's my Zoom link that you'll type in the same number every day. It'll be saved on your phone, so you won't have to type out the whole thing, or on your computer. And I'm going to show you how to access it from Canvas next week as well. Instead of going to my class, you're going to log in on Thursday at this number, 850-3130-0642. And or you can click on the link in this document, because I'm going to be sending you this document as well. So in this document, you click once and then you click one more time, and it opens up any link that you'll see. And the links have these blue underlines. They're usually in blue with a blue underline. So that's how you're going to take your test on Thursday. And I also sent you multiple emails about it that you'll be receiving in the future, because I program them in advance. So we have our tests on 2/15 and 4/18 for CASAS. And on both of those days, you'll log into the CASAS Zoom instead of mine, although this number might be different in April, but this is the number for this Thursday. Another thing that you need to know about coming up real soon is we have President's Day. We don't meet on Friday, which is Lincoln's birthday, but we do meet on Monday, February 19th, normally. But this upcoming Monday, the 19th, there's no school. So Monday the 12th, this is our first day. Monday the 19th, no class. We're also off for Cesar Chavez's day. Cesar Chavez was a big, very important civil rights leader who helped workers. And then April 8th to April 13th is our spring break. So those are days that we don't have school. Another important date is March 3rd, and another one is April 14th. By March 3rd, you must have at least one assignment turned in on Canvas. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how. Okay. And it's not going to be a problem, because we're going to do a lot of assignments on Canvas. And then by Census 2, by April 14th, you need at least 10 turned in. Otherwise, you have to get booted from the class. That means I have to take you out of the class. I don't want to do that. Okay. Now, just so you know, as far as Canvas work is concerned. Our homework is due each Sunday. Now, for the first week, I'm going to give you a whole extra week because we get a whole bunch of new students come in late those first 2 weeks normally. So our homework won't be due this Sunday, but the following Sunday, I believe that's the 23rd, is when your homework will be due for the first time. Sundays at 1 p.m. is when your homework is due. Okay. Now, in this class, like I said, we're going to have so much fun. I love to play games, and we can play online games that help you learn, learning games. Because, like I said, the more fun you have, the more you're going to learn and the faster you're going to learn. One way that I want you to learn, because for communication, one of the most important things is vocabulary. And in our class notes, each week we have vocabulary words, and you're going to put those vocabulary words in a notebook. Now, if you don't want to buy a notebook, and by the way, I saw one just like this for 97 cents at Walmart, so it's not that expensive, but if for some reason you're against using paper for the environment or whatever thing, you can always use Google Docs like this and like mine. And what you can do is you can just click on File and then click on New and click New Document, and you can make your new document a place where you can put your notes and any new vocabulary words that you learn at all for that week. Each week, you'll have a new page or two where you'll put your vocabulary words. And now you see how this first page is folded in like that? So halfway through the notebook, you can count how many pages are in your notebook, and halfway through, you'll write grammar. You'll write grammar and notes. And so for the first half of your notebook, that's when you're going to put vocabulary. And for the second half of your notebook, that's where you're going to put grammar. And I will check your notebook to see if you are writing vocabulary words. And like I said, you can also write these vocabulary words on your Google Doc if you don't like using paper or you can't afford the notebook. Now, let me show you some of our vocabulary words. For this week, we're going to be learning ordinal numbers, normal numbers, um, weekdays and time, the months of the year and the seasons, and then we have some vocabulary for Valentine's Day. So you'll write these words in your notebook if you have difficulty spelling them or you don't know them, like you never knew them at all. And for the ones that you have difficulty spelling, like for example, 18 is very difficult, you can write it not just once in your notebook, but 3 times in your notebook so that your brain starts to learn, because your brain learns through repetition. Now, you don't have to do that if it's a word that's easy to spell, but a word like 18 or 80 is kind of difficult. Or words that you misspell often, you'll want to write them multiple times. But if you know a word like 10, you know 10, you've known 10 for a long time, you know how to spell 10, you don't have to write that in your notebook, because I want you to use your time wisely for this class. So if it's something too easy for you, don't write it. But if it's something that's more difficult and new, then you'll write those words in your vocabulary notebook. My goal for you is for you to have at least 50 new vocabulary words each week. So that's what we're going to do to get started. We're going to talk about vocabulary and improving your vocabulary so that the more words you know, the easier it is for you to communicate. We're going to learn some grammar each week. We're going to have conversation practice, pronunciation practice, reading comprehension, and listening skills. And each week we're going to talk about a different topic. We've got all different kinds of topics that we're going to learn about, and we're going to learn a lot of new